So, people, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast, and of course, we are back at it again. Not the best of news. We have been drawn against Manchester City in the in the FA in the Qarabao Cup, quarterfinals. After beating Liverpool, now we have to beat Manchester City to progress to the semi-finals. The other draws in that one, Manchester United will be taking on Everton. Another interesting game that is going to be another interesting game. I think Carlo Ancelotti and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer give us something very interesting. Then you have Arsenal, Manchester City. Like I said, we are traveling to the Etihad Stadium. It's not a fair draw. You cannot actually play Leicester City and then Liverpool and then Manchester City. It's not really a fair draw. But anyway, there is nothing we can do. We have to travel back to Manchester to Manchester City. Then I think Chelsea are out. Newcastle will be taking on Tottenham Hotspur in that one. That's the other league. That's the other draw. So I think that is an easy one for Spurs. I think they can do it. Right? Anyway, so I want us to do the player ratings. We beat Liverpool on penalties, and I want us to look at the player ratings. How much does everyone get? The best player on the night was Bernd Leno. Gabriel Magalhaes was quite very decent as well. So let us look at the player ratings and what everybody managed to bring onto the scoreline or onto the board. Bernd Leno gets a 9.9 out of 10. Of course, he was really superb, really superb. He had 7 saves in the 98 minutes he played on the pitch. He had 2 punches. Saves from his box, there were 4. Shootout penalties saved. He saved 2 penalties, of course. He had 53 touches, throughout the game. And his passing accuracy was 57%. He has to improve on that. All of us agree. He had 17 long balls and only 2 of them were accurate. Still, he has to improve on that. But I think Leno deserves to get that 9.9. He had quite an outstanding performance. Cedric Soares was the right back there for Arsenal, and then he had 1 clearance in the game. He played 98 minutes. He had 3 tackles. He had 6 ground duels. 3 were successful. He had 3 aerial duels. 2 were successful, and he lost possession 23 times. That's not really decent from a right back. Accurate passes, he had 61% accuracy, and then he had 10 long balls. 2 of them were accurate. I think he has to improve on that as well. He gets a 7.0 out of 10, so 7 is okay. Rob Holding with a 7.3 out of 10. He played 98 minutes. He had 3 clearances. He blocked 1 shot. He had 2 tackles in the game. He had 3 ground duels and 4 aerial duels. He lost possession 10 times. That's the problem I have with him. He had 44 touches on the ball and his passing accuracy was 76. That is decent, right? I think it is. He had 8 long balls and 4 of them were accurate. And then he had 1 shot on target which didn't actually materialize or mature into a goal because he didn't do it enough. Gabriel Magalhaes gets a 7.3 out of 10 as well. He played 98 minutes. He had 4 clearances. He blocked 1 shot. He had 2 interceptions. He had 2 tackles on the night. He had 2 ground duels and 1 aerial duel. He lost possession 11 times. And then he had 60 touches on the ball. His passing accuracy was 78%. And then he had 12 long balls. 5 of them were accurate. Sid Kolasinac, I was shocked by his performance. he didn't look that bad. He didn't look that bad. I think it's because he's going to Leverkusen. Even if he didn't look that bad, I'm not really going to call him back and say let him stay at the club. No. Sid Kolasinac played for 98 minutes. He gets a 7.3 out of 10. He had 4 clearances. He had 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. He had 6 ground duels and he won 5 of them. 6 ground duels and he won 5 of them. He had 2 aerial duels and he won one out of 2. His possession lost 17 times. I think this is a general problem with us. We can't lose. We can't keep losing position like this. He had 89 touches on the ball. Accuracy, or accurate passes, he had 79% pass completion. And then if you think about long balls, he had 3 there in the game. Dribbles attempts, he had 2 and all of them were successful. Crossing over to the midfield, Bukayo Saka played for 86 minutes. He didn't score and never made any assists. He had 64 touches on the ball and an 83 pass accuracy. Wow, that is good. That's my man, that's my boy. Long balls, he had 2 and all of them were accurate. Dribble attempts, he had 1. Ground duels, he had 2. Possession lost 18 times. Was fouled 3 times, offside 2 times, clearances 2 times, and then interceptions 1 time, and then he had 6 tackles in the game. Granit Xhaka, who played with Saka and Dani Ceballos in the midfield, I think he was the pivot today. He played for 98 minutes and he had 76 touches on the ball. His passing accuracy is at 83, dropping a little more, but I think it's quite decent still. Long balls 8, and he had 7 accurate. Wow, that's good. He had ground duels, he had 8 and he only won 2. Aerial duels, he had 4 and he won 3. Possession lost 13 times. Fouls 3 and he was fouled 2 times. Clearances, 4 clearances. He blocked 2 shots, interceptions 1, and then he was dribbled past 1 time. Dani Ceballos, the other man, think about, he gets a 7.1 as his rating. Minutes played 68 only. Assists, no goals. Touches, he had 53 touches on the ball and a 74% passing accuracy. He had 12 long balls and 6 of them were accurate. He had 1 shot off target. He dribbled. He had 1 dribble in the game. Ground duels 5, 3 were successful. Aerial duels 3, 2 were successful. Possession lost, it was 13 times. That is, I think this is a general problem, guys, at Arsenal. We are losing so much of possession. At least every player has lost the ball 10 times and above in this game. That was, that's not really pleasant. He had 2 fouls. He was not fouled in this game. He had 1 interception and he was, and he had 2 tackles in the game. Jose Willock played for 98 minutes. Dribble attempts, he had 4. Passing accuracy 60%. This man is so average. He had only 35 touches on the ball. Imagine, only 35 touches on the ball. Still moving on with the man himself, Joseph Willock, and very average man, very average. He had 2 tackles and 2 interceptions and 3 tackles in the game. Eddie Nketiah gets a 6.7 player rating. He played for 82 minutes. Dribble, he had 3 dribbles in the game. He had 32 touches, 65% passing accuracy. He had 10 ground duels and he had 5 aerial duels in the game. That is basically what you can think about him. And then lastly is Nicola Pepe, who played for 98 minutes and gets a 7.4 player rating. Shots on target 1, shots off target 1, dribble attempts 3, 2 were successful, touches 49, touches on the ball, and an 89% passing accuracy. Crosses 3, 1 was successful. I think that's when that one was the Robolding cross where Robolding failed to score. Aerial duels 8 and ground duels 10, 7 successful. Possession lost 15 times. I think that's the most remarkable characteristic in this game. We lost the ball so many times, and I think we need to check up on that. But anyway, those are the player ratings, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Thank you for staying with me. I'm coming back with another transfer video. Today we are expecting the signature of Hussein, and will he sign? I'm not really sure, but I'm going to be talking about that in the coming minutes. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me.